This is the High Voltage Business Builders Podcast, daily intelligence for serious e-commerce portfolio builders across Amazon, TikTok Shop, Shopify, Walmart, and every channel that moves the needle. Neil Twa and his Voltage team all day, every day since 2012. Let's get into it.
You're doing $25,000 a month on Amazon, maybe $30,000. Deposits are hitting your bank account, ads are running, inventory is moving. From the outside, it looks like a real business. But here's the question nobody asks until it's too late. Where did the money actually go? This isn't a rare problem. It's the most common one I see. Sellers at every level, from someone just cracking 5 figures a month to operators running multiple 6-figure SKU catalogs, are making decisions based on 2 numbers, what Seller Central deposited and what they spent on ads. That's it. That's the whole financial picture for most sellers in this space. And it's not enough, not even close. Here's what that costs you in real terms. If you're doing $25,000 a month in revenue and your true net operating margin is 8% instead of the 18% you thought it was, that's $2,500 a month you think you have that you don't. Over a year, that's $30,000 in phantom profit. Money you may have already spent on more inventory, more ads, or a salary you started paying yourself too early. At $100,000 a month, that same margin miscalculation becomes a $120,000 problem annually. At $500,000 a month, you're looking at potential 7-figure blind spots. The sellers who scale past $25,000 and stay there, they don't just know their revenue, they know their contribution margin per SKU. They know their net operating margin. They know how long their cash is tied up before it comes back. They own their P&L. The ones who don't, they hit a wall. Sometimes they hit it hard. So the real question isn't whether you're growing, it's whether you actually know what your business is worth. Right now, this month, per unit. That's what this episode is about. A P&L, a profit and loss statement, sounds like an accounting document, something your CPA deals with at tax time. For most Amazon sellers, it lives in a spreadsheet somewhere that hasn't been updated since Q4. That's the problem. A real P&L isn't a tax document. It's a decision-making tool. And if you're not running one actively, you're flying blind on every call you make. Pricing, inventory buys, ad budget, expansion, hiring, all of it. Let me break down the 3 numbers that matter most, starting with the one every seller at every level can act on immediately. First, contribution margin per SKU. This is your revenue minus your cost of goods, Amazon fees, and ad spend per unit, not blended across your catalog, per SKU. If you're selling a $35 product and your COGS is $8, your FBA fee is $6, your referral fee is $5.25, and you're spending $4 in PPC to move each unit, your contribution margin is $11.75. That's 33.6%. That's a real number. Most sellers don't have it. Second, net operating margin. This takes your contribution margin and subtracts your overhead, software, storage, prep fees, your own time if you're paying yourself, any team costs. This is what your business actually makes. Industry average for healthy Amazon businesses runs 15 to 22%. If you're below 10%, you have a structural problem, not a revenue problem. Third, cash conversion cycle. How many days does it take from the moment you pay your supplier to the moment that cash comes back from Amazon? If you're buying 90-day inventory turns and Amazon holds payouts for 14 days, your cash is tied up for over 100 days. That's not a cash flow problem. That's a math problem you haven't done yet. These 3 numbers tell you more about your business than any revenue milestone ever will. Let me give you 2 real pictures of what this looks like in practice. First seller, a home goods brand doing about $18,000 a month. 3 SKUs. Running ads, getting decent reviews, reinvesting everything back into inventory. On paper, growing. The seller was proud of the trajectory, and rightfully so. But when we sat down and built out an actual contribution margin analysis, SKU by SKU, the picture changed fast. One SKU, the one they were pushing hardest in PPC, had a contribution margin of 6%. After overhead allocation, it was negative. They were spending money to sell a product that was losing money at scale. The other 2 SKUs were carrying the whole business without them knowing it. The fix wasn't complicated. Pull back PPC on the losing SKU, raise the price by $4, or cut it from the catalog and redirect that ad budget to the two winners. Within 60 days, their net operating margin went from 9% to 21%. Same revenue, better business. Second seller, a multi-category operator doing $140,000 a month across 11 SKUs. Sophisticated in most ways, strong sourcing, solid reviews, good account health. But their cash conversion cycle was 118 days because they were buying large inventory batches to hit MOQ discounts. They restructured their purchase orders into smaller, more frequent buys, giving up a small COGS advantage to free up $60,000 in working capital that had been sitting in warehouse inventory. That capital funded a new product launch that added $22,000 a month in 6 months. Same principle, different scale. Both sellers had to see the numbers before they could move the numbers. This is what sellers who survive platform changes and build through them do differently. They run the business from the P&L, not from the deposit feed. 3 moves, executable at any level, starting with the one that matters most right now. Move 1. Build your contribution margin per SKU this week, not this quarter, this week. You need your selling price, your COGS landed, your FBA fee, pull it from the FBA revenue calculator, your referral fee percentage, and your average PPC spend per unit sold, total ad spend divided by units sold per SKU. Subtract all of it from your price. That number is your contribution margin. If you're a newer seller with 1 or 2 SKUs, this takes 30 minutes. If you're running 20 plus SKUs, it takes a few hours. Do it anyway. If any SKU is below 20% contribution margin, you have a pricing or cost problem that no amount of ad spend will fix. Move 2. Calculate your actual net operating margin. Take your total monthly contribution margin dollars and subtract every other cost your business incurs. Storage fees, software subscriptions, prep center fees, VA costs, any salary you pay yourself or others. Divide that number by your total revenue. That percentage is your net operating margin. Healthy target, 15 to 22%. Below 10%, you're running lean in a way that makes you fragile. Above 25%, you have room to reinvest aggressively. Move 3. Map your cash conversion cycle. Take the average number of days from supplier payment to inventory receipt. Add your average days in FBA storage before sale. Then add Amazon's payout delay, typically 14 days. That total is how long your cash is locked up. If it's over 90 days, your growth is going to be cash constrained, not because you're not profitable, but because you're running out of working capital before the money comes back. These 3 moves turn guesses into decisions. That's the difference between a business and a revenue number. If this episode hit close to home, if you realized somewhere in the last 10 minutes that you've been running your business off deposits and ad reports instead of a real P&L, you're not alone, and you're not behind. You're just at the point where the next level requires a different set of tools. This is exactly the work we do inside Voltage. We've been building and operating Amazon businesses for over 13 years. Not consulting from the outside, actually running them, managing the inventory, the ad accounts, the supplier relationships, the margin math. When we sit down with a seller, we're not handing you a framework. We're applying operator experience to your actual numbers. Whether you're trying to figure out why your $20,000 month doesn't feel profitable, or you're running $200,000 a month and want to find the margin leaks before they compound, the process starts the same place, the P&L. If you want to see what your business actually looks like under the hood, go to voltagedm.com and book a call with our team. We'll look at the real numbers with you. No pitch, no pressure, just an honest operator-level read on where you are and what the path forward looks like. And if you're not ready for that yet, keep listening. Every episode of the High Voltage Business Builders podcast is built to give you the kind of intelligence that used to cost a consultant's retainer for free every single day. Build the business that shows up in your P&L, not just your dashboard. I'm Neil Twa. This is the High Voltage Business Builders podcast. See you tomorrow.
That's a wrap on today's episode. If something we covered today sparked an idea or made you wonder where you actually fit in the e-commerce landscape, there's a good place to start. Head over to voltagedm.com/discover. answer a few questions, and we'll point you toward the right path for where you are right now. We'll be back tomorrow with another edge. Until then, stay high voltage.